Balogun to Chelsea looks like it's a real possibility, and talks have been held not once but twice. Jeremy Doku to Chelsea, another hijack from Manchester City. Guys, I thought that deal was done. We get arguably a second choice goalkeeper that I've never heard anything about, but the bid of 15 million has been put in, and Pep Guardiola does what Pep Guardiola does best. If he likes you, he gives you a lot of praise because you're not a threat. But if he doesn't like you, he gives you a backhanded compliment. And when I tell you this one really infuriated me and got under my skin, because it's rich coming from Mr. Pep Guardiola, it's rich coming from Manchester City, but this is the Chelsea news, the latest Chelsea transfer news. Welcome to the Kavkas View. Bratuchi, welcome to the day. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you enjoy the football today. But before we get into that, I know you lot wanted to come here for the latest news. The running order got your attention. The running order wants you to stay, and you have been convinced to stay. So the only thing I can ask from you is please hit the like button right now. We're aiming for 1,500 likes on this video. So in the comments below, if you're number 3, put a 3. If you're number 65, put number 65. And I want to see us progressively get to that 1,500. It really helps. Thank you very much. And finally, subscribe to the channel. Guys, I want to get another 100 subscribers on this video. Literally, it does that an absolute trick. So if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. We are slowly creeping up to 30.1k, and that's a massive achievement for this channel. Now we keep it stepping. What are we going to talk about? Florian Balogun, let's start there. The US men's national team star, the new US men's national team star, the guy that scored 21 Ligue 1 goals, 7 in penalties, 14s in open play and free kicks and corners or wherever where he scored them. However, Chelsea now are interested in him. Who does he play for? He plays for for Arsenal. Monaco are interested in him. Inter Milan are interested in him, and there are a whole host of other clubs that have inquired about him. But now Sky Sports is reporting, Darwin Sharmesh, I think his name is, they've reported that, well, Chelsea are going to be putting in a bid. Chelsea's representatives have had deep discussions with the players' representatives, and the Secret Scout is reporting that 2 sets of conversations have happened. I don't trust Sky Sports' sources as much as I used to back in the day when that yellow line used to come on. It used to hit like, whoa, this is real. Nowadays, not so much. But the Secret Scout, the guy's been on top of everything regarding Chelsea. When I tell you he knew about the Caicedo antics before we did, before everybody did, I mean it. The Secret Scout knew what he was talking about. So I believe him when it says Chelsea are actively trying to get Florian Balogun. 2 sets of conversations held. Now it's time for my opinion. What the hell are Chelsea? On my mum's life, right? What are we doing? Because the reality is, we are just like a stupid rich kid in a candy shop. We're going in there, we're like, oh my god, I can't stop buying stuff. Let's spend money for the sake of buying stuff. Like, it's a waste of time. We don't need Florian Balogun. We've got Datro Fofana on loan. We've got David Washington, who needs to develop. We have got the one and only Armando Broja, and we have got Nicholas Jackson. That's 4 strikers between the age of 21 to the age of 19 or 18 in David Washington's point. Why on earth are we going to spend 70 million pounds? Let me say that one more time. 70 great British sterling pounds on Florian Balogun. It doesn't make sense. If it was a 30 million, 35 million, I'd say, you know what, this is an opportunistic buy. But this is Premier League to Premier League, machine on machine. And at the end of the day, the reality is, right, we cannot be bidding that kind of money for a player that we don't even know if he's good enough to play in the Premier League at this moment in time. Guys, our acquisition in centre-back, in right-back, in left-back, have been very deep. Apart from Kukurea, we have actually hit on many defensive signings. We have gone in there, spent the money, and you know what? You get a Badiashile, you get a Desassi, you get a Levi Kowa coming off loan. Fofana is a very good player, he's just a little bit of injury prone. Malagusto looks very complete. You get Ian Matson coming through. That is good players. You go into the midfield, you start looking at the midfielders. We're spending money wisely. You go Enzo Fernandez, get good money. Romeo Lavia, good money. You got Caicedo, good money. Well spent money. Then you go into the forward line, and when I tell you it is okay, I see potential. Can it be good? I don't know. You got Mikhailo Mudryk, hasn't proven himself yet. We're gonna find out. We got Noni Madueke, hasn't proven himself yet. We're gonna find out. We've got Raheem Sterling, who's meant to be the most experienced one of all, hasn't proven himself yet. Apart from, in my opinion, Christopher Nkunku, and even him, I am not fully convinced with him. I need to see a bit more. Nico Jackson, he's an opportunistic buy. £30 million could work out, couldn't. I do not want to spend £70 million on an individual that is unproven and an individual that comes in with that transfer tag and all of a sudden has to play in front of Nico Jackson when I don't even think he's better than Nico Jackson. Please don't do it. I'm begging you, do not do it. And as if it doesn't get any worse, now we're trying to hijack deals again. You know what? I think the dopamine rush is getting to Iqbali and Todd Bowley. Like, you know, they sit there on their yachts, they've got a nice Cuban cigar, they're sitting there, their missuses are running around doing their thing, talking about the family, and they are there with a nice Cuban in one hand, a nice Scotch in the other hand on a yacht, and they're like, you know what? You know that Enzo deal that we got done? Phenomenal job. You know that deal for Caicedo that we got done? Phenomenal job. You know that hijack of Lavia? Phenomenal. Let's do it to Manchester City now. Why do we have to go and steal Jeremy Doku? Guys, I've already said we have acquired enough wingers. We have 3 wingers on the team. We should have kept Angelo. We let him go because we assumed Elise was coming in. Sometimes taking no steps is better than taking any steps and then being forced to go back. Don't go and spend 60 million euros on Jeremy Doku. As exciting and as talented he is, his injury problems are worse than Jack Wilshere's injury problems. This kid gets injured all the time. Why are we going to invest money on an individual that is basically going to be a hospital bill? Like, it's a waste of time. What is the point of having an individual, right, in your team and then always saying, you know what, Jeremy Doku's a good player, he just can't stay fit? Well, then he's not a good player because he can't stay fit. Like, what is the point of having an individual that's in the team but not contributing to the team? All he does is eat wages and at the end of the day give you false hope for when he comes back he's going to be sick and leave. I don't like this signing. Chelsea should be going far and wide away from this. Fabrizio is saying Chelsea are considering hijacking, that Manchester City believe that there are other entities interested in this player, but they will not get into a bidding war. They do not operate in that way. They didn't operate in that way with Fred. They didn't operate in that way with Maguire. They didn't do it with Cucurella. They will not be doing it. Please, Chelsea, don't entertain. Do not bite. Sometimes it's better to do nothing than actually act. For me right now, as of this moment, I wait off till January. And if you want to desperately go and buy a striker, go get Ivan Toney. I'm dead serious. Do not invest money right now into Jeremy Doku for a winger when we don't need one. Look, the money we've spent on wingers, I'm telling you now, we could have had Rafael Leão. It really infuriates me, you know, when I think about it from that standpoint. We could have had Rafael Leão, but yet we went and spent crazy money on Mudryk, we went and spent crazy money on Noni, and now they want to go spend crazy money on Jeremy Doku. It's not for me, man. Talking about the second goalkeeper, and this is a little bit interesting and a little bit sticky still, because I know nothing about the new revolution, the MLS team basically. I know nothing about. Literally, what I know about the MLS: New York Red Bulls, NY FC, LA Galaxy, LA City, I think they're called, and Messi's team. I don't know what Messi's team's called. I think they're Inter Miami. Messi's team. I don't know nothing about that league. I'll be honest. I don't watch it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert. So the fact that we bid money for Petrovic, I know nothing about him. People are saying he's a 23-year-old goalkeeper. Could be 32 for all I know. Literally, I did some research. He is 23 years old. He's a Serbian international, I think. He played in Serbia 104 games, I think, in the league. Moved over to the MLS, shines, very good shot stopper apparently, good at coming to collect crosses. No trace of being able to kick a ball, in the sense that can't be very like ball playing, because in the MLS doesn't get tested at that. The goalkeepers just aren't required to do that sort of action because they're very traditional in the way that they play football. Keeper boots it long, or they play out the back in the sense that it goes straight to the defenders and it gets long balled. So they don't really have a sample size of seeing what this keeper is. I looked at a compilation of a goalkeeper and I'll tell you one thing. Compilations suck as it is. Trying to judge a goalkeeper off compilations is worse than anything, because I guarantee you could have a compilation that makes Kepa Arrizabalaga look like the greatest goalkeeper of all time, and you can have a compilation that makes Manuel Neuer look like the worst goalkeeper of time. Like, every time someone concedes a goal, someone will say he's a dead goalkeeper. Every time he makes a great save, you put it in a few compilations. Oh, what a phenomenal goalkeeper. There's more to being goalkeeping than at this moment in time just looking at compilations. But the reality is Chelsea have bid apparently 15 million. This is what's coming from Jacob Steinberg. Fabrizio said Chelsea have also bid 15 million. However, sources in the UK are saying, and in America, that 12 million pounds could get the deal done. So it doesn't make sense to me why Chelsea are bidding so much. Math's not mathing. Guys, it's a second choice keeper. He comes in, puts pressure on Sanchez. Next year, hopefully we go and get a proper number one. I'm not convinced with Sanchez. I wasn't convinced with Kepa. It is what it is. We keep a step in. You can't be buying an 80 million pound player in every position. And the final story. This one gives me hope. This one gives me optimism about who we could be in the future and how Chelsea potentially are back. Pep Guardiola, I call it the kiss of Pep. The kiss of Pep comes in two ways. If he views you as no threat, if he views you as some sort of like chump, a kid that he doesn't respect, he'll praise you. He did it very much with Arteta. He was like, oh, Arteta's team's going to be great. Trust me on this one. Frank Lampard's team at Chelsea is going to be phenomenal. I love the way Potter plays football. Oh, we have to respect people. Love to rep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The way they play football is good. Give him time. Give him time. He does this for one reason and one reason only. He wants you to have time because he doesn't view you as a threat, doesn't respect you, and he knows you're not going to be challenging him anytime soon. So the fact that he came out and he was so rigorous against Chelsea spending and anti-Chelsea, I love it. Because it means when Pep's saying stuff like, if we spend that kind of money, you imagine how many questions I'd have to answer. Oh, someone needs to look into it. Big man, 115 charges, okay? That's all I'm going to say, all right? That's what is allegedly being reported to Manchester City. 115 charges. You're nobody to be sitting there and talking, okay? Realistically speaking, you're irrelevant in this situation because you're a hypocrite. You got your nose coming out this way because you talking about like lying left, right and centre that if we spend that much money, 100 million pound on Jack Grealish, you spent that, didn't you? A Garvadon 90 million, you spent that, didn't you? 70 million Diaz, you spent that, didn't you? Calvin Phillips 50 million, doesn't play football, literally a hospital bill, you spent that, didn't you? Don't do this nonsense for me, please. I've had enough of this. All I know is Pep views us as a threat. Chelsea need to be getting top three this year. And next year, we need to kick on for the title. This year, we need to start putting on a sample size of work where we can say, you know what, I believe in this project, I really like it. We've got the players, we've got a good manager. It's time to buy in, it's time to see results. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. I hope you enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I enjoyed making today's video. I don't normally say that, but today was fun. So make sure you subscribe. See you later. See you for the match review tomorrow. Bye.